Hello everyone, this is Michael from Coma Music Magazine, and I'm here tonight with Grendel. Say hello. Introductions, maybe?
Hello, I'm VLRK, JD Tucker. I'm the main man behind Grendel.
Maybe some, yeah.
Hey, I'm Paul, I'm guitars.
I'm Mel Allied Blue, and I do keys and backing vocals.
Ben, live drums, and token American.
Well, we won't judge you for that. I don't know exactly how to start this, so I'll just get right into it. It's pretty apparent that you like all kinds of EDM outside of the industrial or EBM community, and you also manage to stay current sounding. And many times, especially when your harsh vocals aren't there, you could easily pass for mainstream EDM. Do you ever see a day when that harsh element or edge is completely severed from your music, at least under the Grendel moniker?
No, absolutely not. No, I'm a huge fan of. Saying that as a musician, I'm a musician, but I'm also a fanboy, and I'm a huge fan of artists like Frontline Assembly, Leatherstrip, Old Bumps Cut, Yell Work, all of those things, and those artists will always influence me when it comes to Grendel. People have a certain expectation of what Grendel is. I have a certain expectation, so that's an element that will never disappear.
That's good to hear. You make music that people dance to. Do you dance, and do you do it well?
That's debatable.
I've never seen him dance.
Oh, that lies!
When?
Before the gig in Phoenix. There was a Phoenix?
I'm not sure. I don't remember this.
It could have been on any of these dates,
See, that's why I'm saying it's debatable.
No.
It's debatable whether it's dancing or
Spasmatic.
Yeah. I'm a musician. I stick to making music. I let other people do the dancing. I'd rather keep it that way.
Houston was the venue.
Yeah.
We're all boogieing away backstage.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I
that
feel
is
so
true.
white doing that. That's yeah.
There is video of that.
Yeah.
On my phone.
Let's not mention that. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, I smell a lawsuit if that video is released. Typically, my favorite songs of yours are the ones with vocals. On the newest release, you have a lot of songs without them.
Yeah.
As such a huge fan of the vocal sound that you've created for yourself, should I be worried that is fading for future releases?
Absolutely not. No, I'll be making more use of my vocals. But with doing these tracks live, I've learned to control my voice even more, make it more versatile, be more creative with it, and that's something I will be taking on in future releases.
Fantastic. And speaking of future releases, I understand you have an EP that's coming out soon?
Yeah, that's correct. There'll be Era of the Disposable Body, which will be released later this year. With
Sounds great. Is it going to be like a remix type of EP, or?
It'll be I think 4 or 5 tracks and then a whole bunch of remixes. I'm going to try to go for non-conventional type artists as well. Big names, or big names, names that are being hyped a lot.
More outside of the industrial?
Yeah, well, it's a mix of industrial artists and also artists that are on the fringes of the industrial scene. So not taking the typical names, well, not only typical names, but also some external artists.
Sounds great. You used female vocals on Deep Waters and created a very different sound for Grendel. How has the response been for you doing that, and are you considering using other vocalists for future releases?
Absolutely, and the response has been really good. In the beginning, people were a bit doubtful about it. They had to get used to it, as with everything. Whenever you try something new, you always have half the people that say, and the other half that say, this is great. But people got really into it now, and we're using that live. We have Mel doing vocals. She can tell you a bit more about that in a moment.
Okay, I currently sing 2 songs live, which is the female parts of Chemicals and Circuitry, and also Dirty, which I really enjoy doing because obviously with an English accent, I think the original is American, I can kind of give a different twist to it, and I really enjoy playing with that live. And then we have been playing about a bit with possibly doing Deep Waters live at some point. We're just going to see how things roll on this tour and see what happens.
Yeah. I really love the song, by the way. I was blown away. It was so different, but it was so Grendel at the same time.
Yeah. It was. I wanted to do something which was sort of break the mold a little bit, slow things down, give a bit more space for groove, and a bit of a pop element. I know pop is, for a lot of people, is a dirty word. Personally, I feel that even some leather strip tracks, you know, if we're going to be talking about like, you know, prototype industrial stuff. And especially the modern industrial stuff, let's be honest. I mean, even though it's shit fuck, and you know, sex, drugs, and God knows what, it's Get Your Body Beat, XRX to Combi Cries to Soman. All of these things have got a hook. They've got a catchy, you know, they've got a something catchy about them. Got a steady beat. They're easy to remember. Come on, it's pop music at the end of the day. So I wanted to do something with that.
You use a lot of sound clips in your music, which are always amusing. Is there any movie or specific sound clip that you'd like to use but never quite found a place for it?
I think there are quite a few. I can't say anything off the top of my head.
Nothing specific.
Sorry?
You should suggest Gummo.
Oh, Gummo.
Gummo.
Seen it.
Oh yeah. Gummo, Kids, all of that kind of stuff. I'm sure it's like rich with samples, but yeah.
If you don't smile, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Anyway, at this point in your career, you probably don't have to do remixes for anyone. You don't need to introduce your sound to anyone, and you probably don't owe anything to anyone. How do you pick and choose which artists you do remixes for?
Well, I'm pretty indiscriminate actually when it comes to doing.
Thing usually?
No. I always enjoy doing remixes, and if I don't like the original track, I will shape it to something I do like. And so, if it's a track I like, that's great. That's going to be fun. If it's a track I don't like, doesn't matter. I'll shape it, and that's the challenge. I enjoy a good challenge. So, either way, I just enjoy remixing, and I like being creative with other people's music.
Great. And are there any artists not in the industrial realm that you would like to remix?
Many. Yeah, there are many.
Have you ever been approached?
It's hey.
Slide comes here.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, a couple of times actually. Yeah.
You're American. Stay out of this.
I love your accent.
Yeah. Anyway. So. I hate you, Ben.
So there are many artists that...
There have been a couple that have approached me, amongst others Megahertz, that I've done actually 2 remixes for. They're a German Neue Deutsche Härte band, so a bit like Rammstein and all of those. Yeah, and that was a challenge because their tracks are pretty much Rammstein.
Right. Industrial metal kind of.
Yeah, exactly. The chuggy guitars and all of that, and I had to work with them, put it in an electronic context and sort of industrial context. So that was a nice challenge. I'd like to do other artists more in the sort of new goth field. I mean, if I got the chance, if for instance Austra came up to me or Grimes and said, "Hey, would you remix one of my tracks?" I'd be right on it.
I'd love to hear a Grimes remix, Grendel remix.
Oh, I'd like vice versa. It would be awesome. It would be amazing.
Now, on this tour, you're touring with Ludovico Technique.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Was it a Metropolis decision or your own?
That was actually proposed by our booking agents. That's Dark Side of Light, and he came up with the idea to do this tour together with them, and that's been working out amazingly well. They're great guys. We're learning a lot from them. They're learning from us. We were having a great time. They're stand-up guys, really, really cool, and yeah, it's all been working out.
Everyone else been enjoying?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been great fun so far. I mean, it's been drooling as hell.
Yeah.
I've really loved it. I've loved every minute of it. Just being able to see the difference. Going West Coast to East Coast and all of that, it's just been brilliant. Meeting new people as well, and just seeing how things work in America as opposed to Europe. Yeah.
I'm actually doing double. How about I just I'm actually doing double duty. I'm drumming for both Ludovico and Grendel, and I was a little nervous, like whether I'd be able to do it every night. And I get like so tired just before going on stage, and then something happens, and I'm just like full of energy the whole night. So, whatever, like they say, whatever doesn't kill you makes you vulnerable to predators and immobilized.
Well said. So Ludovico basically was recommended to you by the Darker Side of Light Productions.
And I'd already met Ben in New York at a Triton Festival.
Oh, okay.
And we got along very well. So
great. That helps.
We were all for it.
All right. So I guess that same kind of deal with the shows that you hooked up with. I think Dead Hand Project in Colorado, and Dissector apparently is hitting a couple shows with you.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Dissector guys in a long time. We've hung out before in the US, and that's been great. So Dead Hand Project. I'd heard about his music. I'd heard his music, and I think we conversed a little bit on Facebook.
They're fantastic live
Brilliant,
now. I mean, they've just improved each time. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
just with the two of them, it's pretty much usually just Scott and Edwin now, but they pull it off.
Yeah, no, they're brilliant.
Wasn't there 3 of them when we saw them?
What's that?
There was
Actually,
3 of
now
them.
you mentioned there's a third member.
There was 4 members actually originally. Well, the first time we saw them, but you don't hit many shows, and people have day jobs. So, speaking of day jobs, do you have a day job? And if so, how the fuck do you get a month off to tour the U.S.?
I work in education. I'm a music and media teacher, and we get full summer holiday off, 5 weeks. So this is pretty much my summer holiday. And I've been teaching for about a year now. It's been a great experience teaching children with psychological and behavioral difficulties, and letting them discover the field of multimedia and electronic music production.
Fantastic. Mel?
I've got a day job in management, actually, and they think I'm on vacation, so...
Chances are probably pretty slim that they'll find this video.
Hopefully so. Hopefully.
I work in sort of audiovisual, doing like installations for like projectors, like sound systems, that sort of stuff, but I also promote shows back in the UK and DJ as well, so it tides me over in the quieter spots.
Right now, I have no day job. I've been touring since April, and I have another tour coming up that's going to be like 8 weeks long, and I'm hoping I can keep up that momentum, but you never know. See what happens.
Have you had any interesting projectiles thrown on the stage, like a bottle of Absolute or anything on this?
That was in Poland. We got a what was it? The Lady Gaga bottle or whatever it was, the one with the leather outside and studs on it. And in the middle of a gig, something came slamming down on stage, and I looked over, and there was a bottle. And my first reaction was, "Who the fuck did that?"
Right.
Not realizing that was a full bottle and that it was a gift. And had me yelling in between the song, like if you do that again, blah blah blah. But as it turns out, it was a gift. So if you're out there and you're here, you're looking at this interview, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Did it go to good use?
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, the leather casing around is
But that's the problem. If people throw things on stage, even if it is vodka, in which case, thank you. The problem is that if it smashes or something like that, it creates a risk. So if you want to give us vodka, brilliant, but don't throw it on the stage.
No, please just give it afterwards.
You're not unapproachable.
We want to drink, but we don't want to die.
One G.G. Allen's enough.
Yeah.
What's next? Feces and all that kind of stuff.
No.
All right. A lot of fans of yours tattoo Grendel artwork and post quite frequently on Facebook. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's really, it's amazing. Every time somebody does it, I'm lost for words. Every time I see somebody's basically sacrificed part of their flesh for, in our name, the name of Grendel's music, and that's a huge honor. It's the ultimate compliment, really. So every time I'm just lost for words.
The Time Wave Zero picture, I saw that. The cover for Time Wave Zero, amazing.
Absolutely stunning. The amount of detail that was in this tattoo, just incredible. She'll be actually coming to a Wilmington show to get it signed. We had another fan of ours come to the Salt Lake. Yeah, he came to Salt Lake City gig, and we all signed the logo tattoo on his chest, and she put hers on his nipple.
It wasn't right on the nipple. It was just above. It was just above, but I wanted to do I wanted that bit. I was like, that bit's mine.
You just wanted it to hers.
Yeah.
It was in the general areola.
It wasn't on the areola. It was above. It was
It's on the borderlands.
I wouldn't be so mean as to make him get that bit tattooed, but it's just above.
You have such amazing artwork for every CD that I've seen.
Yeah.
And I was just curious, because the artwork seems to match up so well with the music. Who does your artwork? Is it always the same person? Or?
Yeah, we have Walls Together done by Axel Torvenius. He's an artist from Sweden, and his work, actually I saw his work and thought this just fits perfectly with what I've going on in my mind. A lot of it is very kinky, but also very, very much sort of cyberpunk, biopunk oriented. So I approached him and said, "Hey, you wanna do some artwork for us?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, of course. I'm a huge fan of your music." So it was. Sorry.
Kismet. It's a Jewish term, I think, meaning perfect fit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was Kismet.
By the way, not that I have anything against you, if you are.
No.
And I just have one more question and then something else. But Zombie.
Nation.
No, I just wanted to say Zombie. Anyway, that part in the song always makes me chuckle because I'm a dork. But anyway, any last? You're not understanding what I'm saying. This in Zombie Nation, you have a clip of a guy saying Zombie.
The question, zombie.
Anyway, I'll give this up to you guys. Any last words for the fans? Or?
Yeah, thank you so much for having us back. It's been almost a decade. Thanks for supporting us all that time. Believing in us and having us everywhere in the US. It's been an amazing experience, and we can't wait to do the other gigs.
Anyone else?
You pretty much said what I would
Yep.
say in this situation.
We love you guys. Thank you for coming to the shows and being such an enthusiastic audience. I don't think there's really been any shows where we haven't seen people singing back at us when we're performing and really getting into the music, jumping up and down. It's just been brilliant. So thank you, because it really helps us deliver better shows for you. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for touring the US. I couldn't wait to see you guys. It's just great having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.